Benji here. So, the Golden Globes have been, the SAGs have been. What I mean for the Oscars? Well, I've got some things to say. It's fair to say that the Golden Globes are always the most shocking because even though we think we know what's going to happen, we never really do. They're the first of the ceremonies. They often tell us where it's going to go. The weird thing is, we get most excited about the Oscars because it's the biggest, most prestigious, and are likely to have less surprises because by the time the Oscars have rolled about, all the other award ceremonies have been, and a lot of voters mix. So, especially in the Academy and the Actors branch, a lot of them are members of the Screen Actors Guild. So, I'm going to split this video into 3 sections. Not 3 separate videos for the record, 3 sections. Surprises at the Globes, surprises at the SAGs, and surprises that we saw at both the Globes and the SAGs. So I'm going to start off at the Globes. And that is, they fucking love Promising Young Woman. Like, way more than anyone anticipated. It wasn't necessarily a late contender, but its momentum for being like a proper awards contender took a long time to build, and the fact that the Globes have just nominated in everywhere they could, actress, director, screenplay, picture, it shows this massive love for Promising Young Woman. I'm for certain now it's going to get in for Best Picture. It's probably going to be one of the 4 films in the talks for winning. Carey Mulligan's definitely getting in, maybe win. Emerald Fennell's getting in for screenplay, maybe will win, and she's got a very good shot getting into director. Won't win, but very good shot getting nominated. I'm so happy that Promising Woman's getting in because it does have a strong message about the way society treats women, especially how men treat women, how they're represented, how they're viewed. But more than that, it's kind of an important message. But it's just a good, well-made, entertaining film first, with the message second. It doesn't preach to you, it just shows you as it is, but it's quite hard to disagree with what it's trying to say. Secondly, I thought Manx's chances were dead, but the Golden Globes really showed us that they're not. The most nominations out of any film. Now, the Golden Globes is the most likely place that Mank would get in, but the fact it's got the most nominations, and it's got nominations in actor, which a lot of people were doubting, it shows it's going to get in at the Oscars. I think people rely on the smaller critic circles too much, because you never know what they're going to do, and a lot of the stuff that they do or don't do, only about half of it crosses over into the Oscars. Like, for example, Dario Lindo got nominated everywhere, was one of the leads in the most wins, hasn't got a nomination at the Globes on the SAGs. Seriously doubting he'll get nominated anywhere at this point. He'll probably get Critics' Choice, but that's it. But anyway, we'll get on to that in a moment. I definitely think Fincher's getting in, and I'm going to talk about this in my Golden Globes prediction video later this month. I think he's got a good shot of winning. I'm saying this in the same breath that I know that Chloe shall exist and it's serious competition, but seriously, if there's one award show it's going to cause an upset, it could be here, and the Golden Globes could levitate him to get more and more, and then either Chloe Zhao will do a Bong Joon-ho and win the Oscar in the end, or he'll just sweep, just due to being overdue in general. Same thing can be said for Aaron Sorkin and Trials of Chicago 7. I knew this was going to happen, but it's just obvious, like it wasn't before, that they fucking love Aaron Sorkin. They even nominated him in director. He got his screenplay nomination, nominated in picture as expected. A surprise non-nomination for me that it didn't get in for Trial of Chicago 7 in score. But still, I think Trial of Chicago 7 has solidified itself as a frontrunner, especially at the Golden Globes. I'm still having it as its winner. Moving on, 2 contenders who we thought were dead. Andra Day and Tahar Rahim may actually still be contenders. They pulled the surprise, they got in. Tahar Rahim didn't even look like it was possible at all, even I was saying that. It was a late contender. I thought nobody had seen it, and if it was going to get nominated, it would be Jodie Foster, and that's it. But he got in, and I think this shows that it is a great performance. I'm looking forward to seeing the film and seeing it for myself. It shows it's a really strong performance, and maybe he'll get Bafta, Critics' Choice, and then get into the Oscar, because it shows that it is a strong performance. Because it's not like where they've nominated Jodie Foster just because she's a big celebrity and they're complete star fuckers. They've actually gone and nominated an out there performance. Not out there as in crazy, but performance that's probably more vulnerable, that's probably more subdued. It is played by a actor that no one's really aware of. Andra Day, I'm still wondering whether it's that Beatty performance that the Golden Globes go for, whether it actually turns out to be something. Obviously, she didn't get in for the SAG, which says a lot. But if she gets in for BAFTA and maybe Critics' Choice, I think she's got a good shot for the Oscar because obviously they're the top four, but then this is like loose fifth place, which could go for anybody. And at the moment, I think it's between her and Amy Adams. Sophia Loren is possible, but she's like my number 7 at the moment. The only way I think Sophia Loren could get in is she needs to get at least Critics' Choice and Bafta, which are the only 2 left. It's been a long time since the film just got nominated for Critics' Choice as a performance and then got into the Oscars. I'm really praying for her that happens because that's my pick for number 5. I love that performance in The Life Ahead. I think these two are both as bad as each other, but I'm gonna bring up James Corden first because I think the last one's just funnier. When the nominations came out, I think everyone worldwide was taking comfort in the fact that, oh well, Meryl Streep has been nominated. When they announced Best Comedy Actor, James Corden won't part that lineup because there's no way they cannot nominate Meryl Streep and then give James Corden a nomination. But lo and behold, the Golden Globe, pulling the surprises that they do, James Corden, boom, there it is. What the fuck? Right, I'm not going to go into the whole he's playing a gay man, he's not gay, and it's stereotypical when it's offensive. I'm not gay, it's not my place to be offended or to talk about it. I can understand why a gay person might be offended, but it's not my place to comment. But just from having seen the film, I know that performance isn't very good in general. He's just flouncing and dancing about, just being James Corden, an annoying fat pussy. And apparently he gets a Golden Globe to show for it, so I don't think James Corden is personally probably happy about this because I think he appreciates it's not a very good performance. And now this Golden Globe nomination has just shined a spotlight on it, and now he ain't going to be able to escape it. I haven't looked into his response because, to be honest, I don't really care. I think it's a shit nomination, but I really hope that he isn't happy about this nomination because it will show that at least he appreciates the type of performance he gave. When the nominations were announced, I seemed shocked that Kate Hudson got nominated for music, not because of the film, but because I thought I hadn't heard of it. I had no idea that it was a film directed and written by Sia about an autistic girl. That is just a hilarious nomination. I get the film hasn't come out yet. Not many people have seen it, including me. It could just be a case of people reacting early, but when you find out that this film, directed and written by Sia, which is meant to be some sort of passion project about love and respect for each other, but she hired a company to promote the film. Turns out that they are a company that wanted to sterilise autistic people. It just kind of gives you a taste of how shit the film's going to be, how there's no passion behind it, and it just leans more towards his argument that celebrities these days are just so fake. Like, she didn't care, she just did it because she wanted to look good, but she couldn't even bother to do her very basic research. Okay, for the SAGs alone, I've only got 2 things to bring up before I go into Globes and SAG, but the one thing I would like to bring up, the 2 things I'd like to bring up, they love Minari, and I'm so happy to see it's on the board. I was in a panic when Neo Jungin didn't get nominated. She was my 6 and 7 spot, but then the thing that instantly hit my head was, oh my god, what if it's the start of it? She misses SAG, she maybe gets Critics' Choice like Zhao Zhen, and then doesn't get BAFTA, therefore doesn't get Oscar. I was seriously thinking that, and the relief to know that she's on the board, she's okay, she can still get nominated is... But it's not even like they just nominated her. They nominated Stephen Yeun, good, I've got no issue with that. But then they nominated it in ensemble. Like, whoa! Like, did anybody see that coming? I honestly thought The Prom, Hillbilly Elegy, Judas and the Black Messiah, Promising Young Woman had a much better shot than that. Not gutted at all, I thought it was a great ensemble piece, but wow, was I not expecting it. Next, I just want to talk about my shock that Defy Bloods ended up making it into an ensemble, not because it didn't deserve it, but because of the Delroy Lindo snub. I'm going to go on to that when I go to Globes and SAGs, but I don't understand that. And the one thing I will say here is that it really shows that Lindo probably is dead, because if they can still nominate an ensemble but they can't nominate Lindo, it just shows that people aren't connecting with Lindo's performance, which is a real shame. It was my favourite performance of last year. I loved Delroy Lindo in that film, but it's just not happening. And finally, the personal shock for me, I was not expecting the biggest shocker to be in stunts, but the Trial of Chicago 7 making it for stunts. Bearing in mind, the only stunt work you see is some guy climbing up a street light, and then the riot scenes where you see people getting pushed down. If they're nominating Trial of Chicago 7 in stunts when the acting branch is the biggest branch in the Academy and a lot of the SAG members are members of the Academy. It just adds to the fact Trial of Chicago 7 is the frontrunner for Best Picture, definitely over Nomadland. Because they just want to nominate everywhere. They nominated ensemble, supporting actor, stunts. Looking at this, I'm surprised 2 supporting actors didn't get in. But I'm glad that our supporting actors, it was Sacha Baron Cohen, because he was my favourite performance in that film. And he's had a hell of a year, and it's nice to see him get represented like this. Moving on to the Globes and SAGs category. This is where I'm talking about the snubs and surprises that both happened at the Golden Globes and the SAGs. The 2 that I'm most excited about, but I'm just going to talk about the one first, is Paul Raci not making it for Sound of Metal. How? Where is your heart? He is amazing in Sound of Metal. Was that, like the whole of the films, are good enough for you? Was that last monologue just not good enough for you? You obviously saw it. You're nominated in leading actor. Thank you, by the way. I was really worried that I was going to get the snub. Paul Raci was equal as good. I know people may not like me for this. Maybe even better than Riz Ahmed in Sound of Metal. And he didn't even do anything wrong. He campaigned. He's such a nice and lovely guy. He was so sincere to every interviewer. Why couldn't you give him that nomination? There was no reason. His performance was great. He did an amazing campaign. He's a lot better than some of the nominees there. I'd happily swap him out for Jared Leto. I haven't seen the film, but come on. Paul Raci. How could you? Next shocking snub is Ellen Burstyn. I feel as personal about this one. I really liked her in it. I was hoping she'd get the nomination. Yeah, Ellen Burstyn. Wow. I just thought she was going to get nominated because she's an elite and it's her first proper serious performance. I still think she has a chance. If she can break into Critics' Choice and Bafta, then yeah, for sure she can get in. And I feel like her best shot is getting in at Bafta. It seems like most likely she'll get nominated. I thought that Vanessa Kirby was the one that was most likely to get snubbed and that Ellen Burstyn would get the nominations, but apparently not, because Vanessa Kirby has got nominated at both, which is a big surprise to me. I honestly felt like there was going to be a snub. So wow, I thought it was either going to be that they both get snubs or it will be Kirby that gets snubs. So the fact that Ellen Burstyn hasn't got nominated anywhere, it just shows her Oscar chances really aren't good. She's very low on the polls for me. And then, as you all know, and this will be the last time that you hear me probably talk about it in this video, Delroy Lindo getting snubbed at both. It was the most heartbreaking thing today when I was going through the nominations and I saw that The Five Bloods got nominated in Ensemble. And I was like, great, Delroy Lindo, he has to be in for actor. He has to be. And he just wasn't. Like, what the fuck? He's been campaigned since June. I understand it's not a contender, but he was getting nominated at Critics' Awards. He's been nominated for Ensemble, not him, but The Five Bloods has been nominated for Ensemble and Supporting Actor at the SAGs. So it clearly hasn't been forgotten. I really don't understand that snub. It's not even like it was expected, but it's not a great performance. It's a fantastic performance, and they've just ignored it. And I really don't understand why that is, especially because these award shows seem to steer a lot more democratic. And obviously, in that film, he plays a Trump supporter, but he doesn't support it, and the whole film condemns him and his beliefs. Maybe they didn't understand that, and they just thought he was an outright Trump supporter, and they just didn't want to vote for a character that supports Trump's. I know it seems a bit far-fetched, but it's the only way I can justify it. It makes no sense to me whatsoever how he got the snub. Here are 2 favourite surprises. Not because they're great, but because they're so shocking. Helen Zangel and Jared Leto for News of the World and The Little Things. I'm going to talk about Helen Zangel first. She was sort of in the midst. She was like number 9 on Gold Derby. People could see it happening. A few people had it predicted. I didn't think she had a shot. These awards shows seem to have a tendency of snubbing young actors and actresses, but especially because of the fact she wasn't being campaigned heavily, or like she wasn't like being screamed to get nominated. I couldn't see it happening. So good for her. I haven't seen the film, so I can't comment. I'm happy for her. I'm sure it's amazing. I mean, I'm dripping with jealousy that you get to be so young and having so much success, but that's just how it works for some people. Yeah, but well done, good for her. Honestly though, when they were calling her names at these nominations, all I can think of, surely Tom Hanks is going to get in somewhere. And if she keeps getting nominated everywhere else, I feel like Tom Hanks may get harried into the hype, and he may get nominated at a couple other places, and who knows, he may take that 5th spot at the Oscars. They really want to make up for that Captain Phillips snub still. I don't think the supporting actor nomination last year was enough. But yeah, Jared Leto, That film has quite a low score on IMDb, and everyone thought if anyone was going to get nominated, it was going to be Denzel Washington, and in some weird, crazy surprise, Rami Malek. The fact that he's got in, whoa, mindfuck. I don't understand how that's happened. There was no way to see that coming. He was so low on Gold Derby, it's ridiculous. I think people thought Gal Gadot had a high chance of getting nominated in drama actress for Wonder Woman than him. It was just so out there. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing the film and seeing how good he is, but from what I've heard, he's not even like that great in it. So the fact he's been nominated twice is like shocking to me. It's shocking to me. A lot of people aren't really going to like me for this. Say it with me, folks. Tom Holland is completely out. If there's anyone who's going to get nominated, it would have been the SAGs or the Golden Globes. But I feel like you already knew that. But I do know there's some Tom Holland stands out who still want to get in. And sadly, Zendaya is looking like she's out. I can't see the BAFTAs nominating her, and even the Critics' Choice nominate her. The Critics' Choice to go on to an Oscar nomination alone rarely happens. I don't even believe this happened in the last decade. So I'm sorry, Zendaya. I'm sorry, Zendaya fans. That's not happening. Malcolm Marie is dumb. I don't think it's a shot getting in for screenplay. It's just done. A lot of people don't even like it, which is just going to make its chances even worse. Malcolm Marie will stand at the end up here, but we're going to have to wave you goodbye, I'm afraid. And then finally, people doubted me for it. Half of people were on this side, half of people on the other. Glenn Close is going to sweep. She's going to get nominated Oscars. And you know what? I feel like she can win. If they really feel that they owe her and they're desperate and they don't even care they're supporting, they may give her the win. I'm just throwing that out there. And you want to hear my other crazy prediction? Vanessa Kirby, she could get the Golden Globe. I'm probably going to change my mind, but I don't think it's out of the question. I probably won't upload my Golden Globes prediction until about the 21st, the week before the Golden Globes happen, just so I can really let it sink in. I can change my predictions, kind of see where it's going. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this, you can subscribe below and find some more. But until then, so long, ladies and gents.